Everybody, here is a transposable fingering lesson for the EWI 5000 I'm using. It'll work on USB or the 4000 or any previous EWI that uses the E1 fingerings. I would encourage you to do this even if you don't use the E1 fingerings, just to have fun and explore the EWI. It'll be fun. First, it requires setting the EWI to E1 fingerings. So you press the setup and then you use the scroll buttons, which are the interval key and the hold key, up and down until you find FN. Then you leave your thumb off the setup key, then scroll until, here's all the different fingering systems. Scroll until you find E1, press setup key again, and then this EWI is set up for E1 fingerings. When you're finished, if that's not the fingerings that you prefer, just do that again and set it up for what you want. So I've been using these fingerings for a long time, and the E1 fingerings, they're awesome because it doesn't limit you to any system. You know, Bernie Kinderson has a great system for chromaticizing with your little fingers. It's amazing. You know, he's got like an amazing range that he can get without using the roller keys, and it's awesome. This transposing fingering, I think you're going to see today, avails some freedom and a way to get comfortable with improvisation that is not available in other fingerings. And you can use your saxophone fingerings. You just can't articulate G sharp, meaning you can't leave the G sharp key when you move to something else. So as I've been working with these, I found 5 scales that are the most comfortable for me. And they coincidentally create a B flat major pentatonic scale. So the keys that I like are B flat major, C, D, F, and G. And it makes a B flat major pentatonic scale, which is awesome because a pentatonic scale can be organized in the circle of fourths. So we can organize that starting on the 3rd of B flat, which is D, to D, G, C, F, and B flat. So we're like 5 scales deep into the circle of keys. And that's important to me because, you know, after analyzing thousands and thousands of songs, you know, it becomes pretty evident that the circle of fourths is the most common root movement in the music that we play and we hear.
There's only one fingering that we really need to check out, and when we play the B flat major scale and get to E flat, we want to make sure that we're using this forked E flat fingering. It's like 1, 2, 3 of the core buttons, and then 1 and 3 of the core buttons, the circular buttons, on the bottom, and that gives us an E flat. The reason for using this is it frees up our little fingers to transpose to other keys. If you want help with a bunch of fingerings, I do have a PDF available of the fingerings that I use, and I'll put that in the information section. You can check that out. So with that said, we should be able to play our first 5 clicks around the circle of keys, playing D major, G major, C major, F major, and B flat major. I'll just demonstrate those. So here's D major. G major, C major, F major, notice I am playing biz B flat, taking your index finger and pushing the B key and the crescent key at the same time makes B flat. And here's the E flat, or the B flat major scale, using the forked E flat fingering. Okay, so now it's time to start transposing. So to transpose, we're just going to add either K5 or K11 to the fingerings or the scales that we just played, and then that'll transpose the scale up a half step. Remember, it's one or the other. If you do both at the same time, it'll go up a whole step, and we will do that later. So if we take the D scale and we add K5, we get an E flat scale. Here's D, here's E flat. So I played the D scale fingering with K5 in place, shoots it up a half step, we have an E flat scale. We can do the same thing with G. Adding K5 makes it A flat. Same with C. Here's a C. And here's F, goes to F sharp. Then B flat goes to B. So that takes us 10 scales around our cycle, and we have been using our favorite scale fingering. So I'll demonstrate all 5 of those scales in a row, going around the circle of fourths, starting on E flat. It's actually a D major scale fingering, E flat. A flat. C sharp. F sharp. And B. Which brings us to only 2 scales remaining. So if we take our same set of fingerings, the D and the G, and we add both K5 and K11, it pulls the scale up a half step. So here's D, and I'll add K5, and now I'll add K11. That's a whole step up. So the D scale fingering now becomes the E scale. And the A scale, we take a G, add K5 and K11, becomes an A scale. So our cycle becomes kind of interesting in the fact that it's just our B flat pentatonic scale starting on a D once, twice, and then 2 clicks in one more time. And that would give us the entire way around the circle of keys. So what I would do to practice this is just do what I just did, like play the scales around the circle of fourths until it gets comfortable to think about. And I would go very slowly at the beginning because there is a lot to think about. Then after you get that together, then I would play it to a background track. I'll put links in the information section to iReal Pro tracks. I like to use iReal Pro, maybe use Band in a Box, or maybe you make your own tracks, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'll put a bunch of tracks in there that are just major scales in 16 bars, 8 bars, 4 bars, and 2 bar blocks. So as you get better at it, you can increase the frequency of the change. And I would just play the scale and then improvise in the key until that becomes really comfortable. And then as you get more comfortable, then increase the speed. I'll demonstrate that. Here's my iReal Pro track. I'll play the scale and then improvise until the next change starts. that's what I would do. I would just do that till it's comfortable, and then speed it up, and then decrease or increase the frequency of change, meaning like do 16 bars, then 8 bars, then 4 bars, then 2 bars, and maybe just 1 bar, and then start applying this to some tunes that you might be studying. And there it is. I hope that was fun for you, and tune in again, and I'll do some more lessons like this. Thank you much.